Hello dear friends, it's time for a brand new adventure with the kind and curious fox named Milo. Would you like to go on an adventure with him? Then let's get started. The forest was usually calm and quiet. The birds sang cheerful songs in the trees, and the little woodland creatures played happily among the bushes and flowers. But tonight, dark clouds gathered above the trees. They covered the sky like a dirty blanket, hiding the shining stars and the silvery moon. The wind began to rumble and moan through the branches, and the first raindrops fell to the ground. In a cozy den under the roots of an old oak tree lived a small but brave orange fox named Milo. He had a bushy tail that was almost as fluffy as a cloud and big, curious eyes that sparkled like amber gems. Whenever there was trouble in the forest, Milo always tried to help, but sometimes even he felt scared, and tonight was one of those nights. As Milo peeked outside, the wind suddenly grew louder and several big raindrops splashed against his den. "Oh no," whispered Milo, his small paws trembling. "A big storm. I feel so scared." Milo wanted to hide under his soft blanket made of moss and dry leaves, but his heart told him he shouldn't. He knew that someone might need his help during the scary storm, but who could be outside in such a terrible weather? Suddenly, Milo saw a faint light flickering deep in the dark and stormy forest. Hope filled his chest. Maybe someone had lit a lantern to chase away the darkness and the scary shadows. And maybe, just maybe, if he followed that light, Milo might find safety or even help. Taking a deep breath, Milo stepped out of his cozy den. The wind immediately wrapped around him, making him shiver. Large raindrops fell from the sky, some as big as his little nose. At first, it was just a light drizzle, but soon the rain grew stronger, hitting Milo's back and soaking his fur. He remembered what his wise grandpappy had told him: when the rain falls, don't stand still. Keep moving and the rain won't bother you much. So Milo kept walking. He wrapped his fluffy tail around himself, trying to stay warm and dry. Each step was hard as the rain kept falling and the wind kept howling, but Milo kept going. He walked over fallen tree trunks, under hanging branches, and through patches of tall ferns. He didn't know where he was going, but he kept following the faint light, hoping to find somewhere safe to wait out the storm. After a while, Milo reached a wooden bridge. It went over a little stream which was now rushing and roaring with water. But the bridge was old and a big part of it was broken. Lightning flashed, making the bridge darker for a moment. Then it struck again, showing that one whole section was missing. Milo gasped, his eyes wide with worry. "How will I cross?" he whispered. Just then, a wise old owl swooped down from a tree branch. She had seen Milo struggling in the storm and wanted to help him. "Don't be afraid, Milo," she hooted softly. "I'll guide you. Spread your courage like wings and jump over the stream." Taking a deep breath, Milo spread his paws like wings. "Like wings," he repeated, trying to be brave. Then he closed his eyes and jumped. One paw, two paws, three paws. He felt the springy wood beneath him and landed safely on the other side. The owl hooted softly, guiding him to the next spot. "That's it," she said. "Now spread your joy like wings and leap." Milo took another deep breath, spread his paws and jumped. One paw, two paws, three paws. He felt the wood bend beneath him and he landed safely on the ground. "Hooray!" he shouted, feeling very proud. And as Milo continued his journey, the storm grew louder. The wind howled like an angry wolf and the rain poured down in buckets. Milo almost wanted to give up and go home, but then he heard a small voice. "Help us, please." Looking around, he saw a family of rabbits huddled under a tree, their ears pressed back against their heads, their eyes filled with fear. "What's wrong?" asked Milo, hurrying towards them. "We're scared," said one of the rabbits, his voice trembling. "This is the worst storm ever. We can't find our way home." Taking a deep breath, Milo knew what he had to do. "Don't worry, follow me. Together we can be strong." The rabbits nodded, and together they walked through the storm. And at first, Milo and the rabbits walked in silence. The wind was just too loud, but after a while, Milo noticed that the tall trees were becoming sparser and the bushes were becoming smaller. Then he saw it. Hanging from a tall tree like a shining star was a big lantern. Its light was a warm yellow color and it looked so inviting. Below the lantern, nestled between the tree roots, was a big dry cave. The rabbits cheered, "Hooray! We found shelter!" Milo helped the youngest rabbit, a little girl with light gray fur and pink eyes, to climb onto a big rock near the entrance. Then he sat down beside her. As the storm raged outside, the cave became a cozy and safe place for Milo and his new friends. The rabbits snuggled close together, and Milo sat proudly beside the little one with the pink eyes. After a while, he turned to her and asked, "Are you okay?" "Yes, thank you," she whispered, her eyes shining. "You were so brave to help us." "I'm not scared anymore," Milo blushed. He wasn't sure if he was actually brave or if he was just trying to be. Then the little rabbit asked, "Why aren't you scared, Milo?" Milo took a deep breath. "I thought I was too small to be brave," he admitted. "But being brave isn't about being big, is it?" The little rabbit tilted her head. "No," she said slowly. "Being brave means helping others, even when you're scared." As Milo looked at his new friends, the wind and the rain suddenly seemed much less scary. He realized that the little rabbit was right. Being brave didn't mean never being scared. It meant doing what was right, even if you were afraid. And that's exactly what he had done. Outside, the storm continued to rage for a long time. The wind howled, the lightning flashed, and the thunder boomed. But inside the cave, it was calm and cozy. Milo sat with the rabbits and the owl, and they kept each other company until the worst of the storm had passed. Ending. When the first rays of sunlight peeked through the trees, Milo knew that the storm was gone. Carefully, he opened the cave entrance and stepped outside. The world sparkled with fresh raindrops. The trees and leaves glistened with tiny diamonds, and a beautiful rainbow arched across the sky. Milo took a deep breath, feeling very happy. As he walked home, he saw the rabbits playing by the river and the birds singing in the trees. He couldn't help but smile. He was no longer just a little fox. He was the brave little fox who had faced the storm and found the light. And that, dear friends, is the story of the brave little fox. Do you have a story you would like to share with us? If you like this adventure, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and click the bell so you won't miss any of our stories. Take care of each other and see you soon. Bye bye.